And welcome back with Game 4, Post Sideboard. Let's see if I can win. Uh,
We're
I
trying.
want one. I want one. Is that too much to ask for, Zach?
I just want a trophy.
Okay.
Do we get
You
a do
want
we get a versus series trophies now?
what do you get for a versus trophy? We have to decide. We haven't decided. I mean, this is our first versus, so we have to
Oh, how
like.
about we do this?
All right.
The winner of the versus picks the two decks next week.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good.
That's fair, right? And
That's fair.
obviously, I'll give you something that you could play. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you gotta play a mono blue devotion versus Storm
I
and
mean,
Legacy. It's gonna be a
they're
little
gonna
bit
be
fair.
fun decks. They're not gonna be like top
It's
tier or whatever.
They could be top tier, but we're
Oh,
not gonna be doing the green black mirror, right? We're gonna do
right,
something
right.
that's maybe just won a GP. That's not the number one deck or the so-called meta game that we know.
Right, right. Something exciting. Yeah, I think that's fun. Whoever wins. I mean, you've already won, right? You're
Well,
just playing for the 5-0 pride.
yeah, we're doing the trophy pride now.
Okay, trophy pride. So you can just
Yes.
like the rest of every other verses, you can just be like, oh yeah, you remember that one time when? Yeah,
We gotta have the trophy count next to our names.
that's right. We do.
I'm
We
talking
will.
all this and we still have two more games left, so I could probably just very well just not trophy.
Well, it's gonna start off pretty well for you this game because I'm looking at one planes, which I've never seen the entire match.
I didn't think you played it.
I didn't think so either. Two guardians, two harness lightnings, a fatal push, and a servant. So we're gonna ship it back. We need some lands, and we need some actual action.
These
Maybe
things.
I think this game I wanted a tune or a oath.
I
That's
just I just assumed you cut them from the deck for some reason.
no. I did not sideboard this out.
All right, so for my hand, we have these four. We got our lands. We got things to do. We have things to use them with. We have a couple creatures. We have some disruption, and the fact that he mulliganed a six is also makes me want to keep this more. Mainly due to this card, it could break up some of his drawers, and also beyond the drawer too. We have some. We always have some good drawers with this deck as well, between any one of our planeswalkers or two drop, anything along those lines. So we're gonna keep this.
This is a sketchy hand. I don't think I've played this game, this deck enough to know if this is a good keep. So basically, we have this, which means if we draw any of the one drops in the deck, we'll be able to cast reliably. We can't really cast these two well though. But like with a 5-color deck, I don't think keeping a hand because it can't cast two of the cards is reliable. Because since you have 4 tunes and 4 oaths,
Do
and
you?
you also have Aether Hubs. I mean, I supposedly have them in the deck somewhere. So I think I'm going to have to keep this, especially because I have a Scry and I have some early interaction. And like
This
this is the most awkward land to see on top.
basic plans. Oh yeah.
No, it's the same land that's in my hand that was already awkward colored to start.
Oh, okay, one of those. All right.
Yeah, and I think I actually have to bottom this land because I don't ever need a second one of this color with this color combination, which is very strange to do since you have a 4 drop and a 3 drop with two lands. But it's just something that has to be done. So
And
I'm
I
going
don't know if people would actually generally do that, right? Because like, let's
right,
say on a mulligan and they have little lands in the hand, they're gonna think they have to snap keep a land. But
right.
if I'm playing, let's say red white, right? I'm playing vehicles, and I just have like the three planes open in hand, and I have another planes on top, or whatever the number is. I can't keep it no matter what.
Right.
So I think it's always better to
Even
push
if you
it.
have a Gideon in hand,
Yeah,
like
like you got to be able to play the rest of your spells in your deck.
right. So I'm gonna play me a Blooming Marsh
And
and
oh, and the pass.
and the pass. The
I had
sad,
I had hope
sad.
for you too.
You know, yeah. The Blooming Marsh was the one that was on top too. I was like, I can't keep another one of those.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Okay, okay. And because we bottomed the other land, we are able to find something that we needed, and that's a very very good draw. So we're pretty happy. We're just gonna play this in pass. So now we have we have these, and
Oh,
then we have these to follow them.
so now we have a line that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So we could there's two lines here, right? So we can play this and try to like see what we're working with and try to plan the next couple of turns, or we can go for the fun line Like I don't think I'm worried about jamming this as much. So we're gonna play this. We're gonna tap two and play this.
Okay.
Just so you know, Z, we're going with the good line, not the fun line.
All right.
A
Well, guess what I drew? I
tune.
finally drew.
He plays one.
I do play.
It's
Uh,
never mind. That's
it's
not.
it's
That's.
not a tune. It's not the good one.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
but I do have an oath, so I get to oath here. I get to look at these three cards. Not sure if they're wonderful or terrible.
Probably a combination of both.
Yep, they are. So we definitely don't want this card. I've because we already have too much of that color. This one wouldn't be bad. Right now we have 0 energy. I think this is actually the most important card to take off of this. Since we're able to do that or that next turn, probably that on that. And then we can follow up with this. Yeah, that seems like a good one to me. Not taking that there seems a little greedy. But we're not really able to cast this well anyway. I think we want to take some more things to churn through the deck. So I'm going to take the Rogue Refiner over the land.
Oh boy.
But we do have another land. We're fine.
Oh no, that's a good one to have.
So yeah, we took the Rogue Refiner over another Blossoming Marsh. Or Blooming Marsh.
Oh no.
Do you have the fun line of Weldfast Engineer?
Something like that. So we're gonna play this anyways. If he has Harness Lightning, we have no way to break that up anyways. So we're gonna crew now, so we can get so we get the trigger. We don't want to go into combat and try to crew it with the trigger.
Yeah, don't announce that you're in combat already.
Yes.
There's no reason to ever crew. Sorry, not ever, but there's so few reasons to crew a vehicle in your beginning of combat. The only reason being if you could only crew with your Toolcraft Exemplar that needs to be after a trigger resolves. So I'm gonna Harness Lightning here.
Daggers.
Yeah. So either way, I have to use the 1 mana that's in my pool. Either using this or that. So I prefer to use the Harness Lightning because it's more mana efficient. Even though this one doesn't get rid of that. So his fun line was disrupted, and that's a very good draw off the top. But
Yeah.
we are just going to, and since we have this oath out, it's even better. But we are going to play this Rogue Refiner. This is where we were a little punished for not taking that land last turn. We just actually missed land drop, and that would have been huge hitting that this turn. So we're going to pass the turn.
So that was a good draw on our end. I feel like I've been saying that almost every match.
Yeah.
But we're gonna play that mountain. We're gonna peek to see what's in his hand.
And see, like now he gets the Tameo. Whereas if I had taken the land, I would have been able to go. I would have been able to go Blooming Marsh into then harness, not into, but into Fatal Push on the guy, and then I would have been able to play my Tameo this turn. Which I didn't know I was drawing Tameo, so like if I had thought Foresight, like I could have, been able to play a 4-drop.
So here we have the line of taking. It's either between Felidar Guardian and Tameo.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
It's tough.
Yeah, this is tough. I taking the Whirler doesn't make doesn't make sense because he has 2, right?
Right.
But it's either
And you can't take the Fatal Push since it's 3 or more.
right. And Fatal Push is not even great with how my hands lined up, anyways.
Mm-mm. Especially against a Weldfast Engineer.
Yeah. So it's like I said, between the Felidar and the Tameo. The issue with this is I don't have a good way to disrupt the combo if you happen to draw it.
Mm-hmm.
But Tameo is probably his best follow up. So I think we have to take the Tameo and try to just hope he just fades a little bit. We're gonna play this flow on the Rogue Refiner.
It's very good.
That kind of ruins some of his Felidar shenanigans that he could have.
I can still Felidar my Oath, which is a very good play.
Yeah, no, it's still fine. Like he still have targets, so it's never a way to make it dead. But I don't want him to draw an extra card and try to get close to his combo.
Daggers.
Haha.
What and the fourth blooming marsh I saw now.
Nice. Oh, they just
Oh,
want you.
they,
They know you're a green black play at heart, and that's all it
they
is.
do. They know I like green black. They know I've done well with it recently, so I'm gonna play the Roller Votrosa, and he knows my entire hand right now.
I do.
So this is interesting here because while I can make a guy and double block his Wildfast Engineer, if I get blown out, if he has a removal spell from my even just my Thopter, I get blown out. So that is not a very good decision, especially at this point.
We drew this. We're gonna start with combat.
I would gladly take 3 in this situation. I do not think it's worth it.
We're gonna play this Ob Nixilis.
Okay.
I think it's better to just enjoy here. We still are pretty soft to the combo. We have to get rid of it somehow.
Okay.
Next turn, a cool line you could do is Felidar Guardian the Aether Hub, and then Fatal Push my Weldfast. Because it would trigger Revolt. So trying to minus some Nixilis on Whirler doesn't really get me too far. And the way my hand is structured, I think I just have to draw. So we're gonna draw a card.
The awkward part right now for my hand is I actually can't make a Thopter now. Because if I make a Thopter, I go down to 1 energy, and then I use the 1 energy for Felidar Guardian, get the energy back, and then Fatal Push his Engineer, and then I have no energy to cast my other Whirler Votrosa. So I actually can't make I can't make a Thopter here safely.
It's better for me. By the way, that was probably one of the better draws to have off the Nixilis, so that's good.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
So we are going to go the line that he suggested. I think it's the best line of going Felidar Guardian, blink your Aether Hub, and then that's going to trigger Revolt because the Aether Hub left the battlefield and then came back. And that's going to then, I'm going to be able to push the Weldfast Engineer, removing his threat from the board, while also clearing the way for my threats to attack his Nixilis. And then I'm going to be able to attack with the Whirler Votrosa to the Nixilis. Since attacking the Nixilis down, I think is very important, since it can win the game at 8, plus it can remove multiple threats if it is too high.
Yeah.
It's very bad, though, because I want to pressure his life total while he has no threat on the board, but, I mean, Nixilis is a threat.
So we drew another blank for the turn, but we drew this with Nixilis, which is great.
Another reason why we want to get rid of Nixilis is because he's just drawing too many good things off of it.
So we're gonna play the Scrap Heap. It's a little innocuous, just a little 3/2. Doesn't do anything. So we're gonna pass here.
Also doesn't block, which is important.
But it gives us access to many drawers that we have off the top of our deck.
That was an excellent draw.
Savage.
We're actually, so if we played it now, we could go for something. But I'm not going to, like, if I hit a Saheeli, I don't care. Because I'm not going to go for it with 3 cards in hand. There's no reason to. I'm not that far behind on board.
He says this now, guys.
I'm not that far yet. I'm not that far yet. Let me rephrase. I do want to do it now, though, to see what I get, because it does decide what attacks I make.
Boo. Notice this triggers Revolt as well.
Yes, it also does trigger Revolt, which is a cool interaction with Oath of Nissa.
Well, with any of the oaths, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to I have a choice between a land, a rogue refiner, and a whirler virtuosa.
So
And
three perfects.
yeah, right. It's actually the Aether Hub too. Um, so I actually want to pick the rogue refiner since it's something that attacks Obnixilis decently, and it also gets energy, which I need, and I can cast it without using any energy, and I also draw a card off of it.
I can get behind that for you.
So
As much as
the
I don't want
land is
to.
kind of useful, but we already have a decent blocker with this Felidar Guardian. Knocking Obnixilis down to 3. So there's 2 lines that I can go here. One's knocking Obnixilis down to 3, which means that Obnixilis can still destroy a creature, but then it has to use Obnixilis all the way. The other one is attacking with both Whirler Virtuosa and Felidar Guardian to Obnixilis, which puts it down to 2 if he has no removal spell, which then means that there can't be removed, and we'll just have to lose life. I do. I'm trying to decide which one I like better in this situation.
I think both is like what you are putting my hand on as well.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, exactly.
So if you think I'm just drawing duds or nothing relevant since I haven't really progressed, then I think it's better to try to get the mixers off the board altogether as
Yes.
fast as possible.
Well, the
Like
card, that
if you
card
think
gets
of
so much.
so you get significantly better over time, right?
Right.
But like also if you think I have just reactive spells, then I think it's better maybe to hold back, right?
Hmm.
Because in case I just let's say I have like unlicensed integration to like 2 more creatures, you can just die.
Right. Exactly. I do think that since he's put a decent amount of lands, I think it's better to deal some pressure to Obnixilis. Like this block on the Felidar Guardian to this Skypius counter is so fragile that I don't like making it. I also don't like that he can just remove my Felidar Guardian. Because this forces Zach to not tap out, so that I can combo, and I drew a decent card. So that's pretty good for next turn.
So I think we're gonna go with this line and start adding a lot of pressure on his life total because I feel like
Okay.
I'm starting to fall behind a bit,
Okay.
and I can't allow that to happen.
So him removing the Rogue Refiner with unlicensed disintegration is aggressive, which means he probably has another answer to the Saheeli combo.
Well, that's probably another possible great draw too because of the line that we're taking, and another one. Maybe I should just play this deck forever. Just
You
it
just
likes,
hit.
yeah, it just likes me so much. My head went from complete duds to complete greatness. So we're gonna play that. Obviously, play before combat to trigger it. This
Okay.
also makes him use energy if he doesn't want to go down to 6, which is a lot of like that's close to dead in this deck when you have 2, 3 power threats on the board plus unlicensed disintegration in the deck.
Oh, I'm making a thought there.
Right, but I'm saying
I-
like he's kind of forced into doing that, which is fine.
I have to chum block here, and that was another way. That was another reason to attack with Felidar Guardian.
Right, because you do have the access of at least a safe block if I do remove the Rogue Refiner.
Exactly. So he has 2 cards in hand. He's just drawing more and more gas every turn because he has an Obnixilis still that I still can't answer.
3/3s are great, man.
So I mean the turn definitely starts by attuning, but then
So lucky.
it's, I finally drew it, and you're saying I'm so lucky.
At least you found it.
Mountain.
I haven't seen a Sandra this game yet. I'm so unlucky.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna play the mountain, and I think I'm just. So the debate is to either play this for some value plays, or play this and go for it with the 2 cards in hand. Because since you use the unlicensed disintegration so aggressively, I don't like going for it. But maybe he felt like he didn't. He
So
also-
yeah, my line also made him reconsider a lot of things. So me just looks like wasting unlicensed disintegration makes him think I could have more removal in my hand, or I'm just trying to kill him, like I said before. So this puts him in a puzzle of what do I do?
This is also a mind games type of thing, and this is an important part of Magic, and this is something that Uh, I've been thinking about it a while. We've both been talking to each other about a lot lately. Is mind games of Magic is a huge thing. Like right now, he could just have nothing, and he could just have played total mind games with me, and by just licensing my Rogue Refiner to get in more damage, right? But or he could have like the absolute nut and have two more removal spells in his hand, you know. Um, and this is where when you're playing in any size tournament, judging what your opponent's number one, you're judging your opponent's skill level, and judging your opponent's ability to bluff is very important. So when you're playing, especially if you're playing like a complex deck like this 5-color deck, if you can recognize that your opponent is not a very good bluffer, and just like you can see on his body language that he just has no answer to the combo, you just go for it. And maybe you get it wrong, but like it's very much so much of judging, and maybe they just have a very good poker face and they're doing it on purpose to throw you off. So there's all these mind games, especially when more so when you're playing a deck like this than you are when you're playing like an aggro deck or a mid-range deck. But they're still there as well.
For the record, guys, if he saw my body language right now, he would go for it every time.
See, there's no body language online, which throws us off a little bit. But you also are very composed with your body language, so
Yeah, something like that.
sometimes.
Something like a Blood Moon. That's a different
Oh
story.
yeah, yeah. So I actually, because of that unlicensed disintegration, I feel like he wouldn't just. I'm gonna go for it. I've got to win a game. So if I lose this game, like I'm losing the long game here. I'm gonna go for it.
That resolves.
Okay. And he probably has the shock.
What are you talking in, good sir? Oh, you're talking in
I'm
that.
talking to Sahili, yeah.
Oh, bad news, buddy.
You have the shock.
Bad news, buddy.
So he did have the shock, which is actually better than him having the license disintegration.
That's for sure. Yeah, because at
Yeah.
that point, I would just do it before when he targets it and just get rid of both of them.
And then I just like am at 8 and have no blockers and am super behind and a million other things.
No, you wouldn't be at 8. I would unlicense integration and redirect it to Sahili.
Oh, fair. Fair.
But so no, also note this is also a safe line. Granted, I don't think money decks will, but for the odd chance of him not bluffing with this spell, makes this 100% safer as well.
Or I forgot I could cast it off any mana.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that too. So like if he just held up Spy Bluff, I still have to go for it no matter what. But this makes me think a little bit more of how I want to go about it.
That was a mistake that I made. Is I should have left the Spiral Bluff because like Othnistic makes Sahili cast off of any mana, so I could have faked the spell, and I do have Dispel on my sideboard. I just didn't decide it in.
I mean, granted, I don't think you should anyways, because like it
No.
doesn't hit too many spells.
So this is a situation where I am going to attack with Inmixless because it's free. This is where I have to decide if I want to attack with the Fellow Guardian, and the answer is no, because I need to be able to block this Wealth Path Engineer.
Block.
Yeah, it's a block.
Oh, no blossoming defense. All right.
No, because I would have used because I would have
You wouldn't have used it.
I wouldn't have used it there. I don't think.
You couldn't blossoming defense yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so that. Oh, this is gonna be a good turn.
So he has Nixless to like if he has if Zach has two good cards in his hand, he can actually just Nixless minus.
So that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna minus on his whirler. Force him to do something,
I'm going to use 3 energy.
which is a goulet, as the boys say it. I'm gonna tap 4. Play this. We're gonna add 2 red mana.
Yep.
Cast the second Omnixilus that I drew this turn.
Chandra and Nixless are left, huh?
Yeah, those are the 2 cards.
Okay.
We're gonna destroy his Felidar Guardian.
Wow. Wow, this sequence.
It's not bad. And I get to attack for 8?
I wouldn't complain.
I get to attack for 8 still, huh?
I have no, like, I'm just gonna chump block here. Right? I can't go to 3. I'm on like this unlicensed disintegration so dead to like Chandra in 2 turns. How do I now the problem from this point is I just can't pressure the Chandra and the Omnixilus and I have
So-
no board.
He has to literally have a land and combo in hand, untap land, which is like hard when you're playing like 12 fast lands or whatever the number is.
I drew another Saheeli.
See, we're getting somewhere, boys.
And
Wait,
so
wait,
that was another reason to go for it. I mean, I just drew another Saheeli. What if I just had the Feldar Guardian still?
Yeah, well, I also would have played that way if I did.
Yeah, well, yes. Oh, man. All right, so
He still has that one whirler that I know about, which buys some time.
I'm gonna play
But-
the Whirler.
Buys a whole turn.
Yeah, yeah. Although, actually, not what I'm gonna do, is it? No, I'm actually gonna play. Let me tap correctly. Sorry, having incredible trouble tapping. Did I even tap right? What the heck?
I have no idea what he's casting, boys.
Hold on. Here we go. I got it.
Oh, jeez. That's a card. He gets a whole 2/2 out of it.
Yeah, yep. So I got a 2/2 and I get to destroy something. There have been better releases in the Kremlins. So we're doing this in case we draw an untapped source next turn. Because we've drawn an untapped source next turn, then we're in good shape.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
By the way, he's still at Zach is still at 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this one as well.
Well, after I used my Gremlins, I should have done it the other order, I guess.
We're gonna transgress as well.
Sure.
We're gonna take the Saheeli.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna play this spell as well because we just drew everything.
All right. So you can go back and you can join us for game 5, where I can hope to win a game. But that game, I had a good sequence of draws. I had a good sequence of plays.
Oh, it just doesn't matter.
You know, like you had to have Nixless so early, and you just went on Nixless plus. You drew look at like libraries. I drew so many extra cards because
And attuned and oath twice.
and I'm still 2 cards behind you.
And I'm the aggro deck. Jeez.
Yeah. So, all right. So Zach is up 4-0 here. He's going for the trophy.
So lucky.
We're gonna be back with game 5 shortly.